I know I don't look sick, but there is a riot beneath my skin, and I'm having trouble articulating its treason. If you ask me what it's like having lupus and other chronic illnesses, I tell you of the wolves roaming through muscles and joints, known to prey on kidneys and other vital organs. The sound of their howl echo my limbs most mornings as I lay awake, leaking exhaustion between breaths, standing at a cliff of self-pity. The aggressive shores of my sorrows become arms I find my feet opened to welcome. I tell you that I utter the same pain for so long that I worry those closest to me will exchange my redundancies for their irritation. So I dilute my outward expression to make them worry less about me, in an attempt to seep more courage in them than I have the strength for, because I might need to borrow it when pain renders me desperate. In this battle of invisible illness, pride is a lieutenant, painting a tearless demeanor as camouflage and straightening spine as a regular army drill, and I've subjected myself under its rank, convinced that it is how I will win this war. But if you ask me, how's it working so far? I'd say, I don't know. My knees crumble from time to time. Anger and confusion throb my throat like a lump I'm afraid to touch. How do you love a body accustomed to playing riddles? How do you answer a body who makes a mockery of the Jesus you were taught that heals? A body who can be too loud for me to remember God's mercies in the morning. I know what it's like to taste the cup of expired patience, to become so accustomed to its bitterness that joy becomes a distant lover. I have tried to ask a caterpillar to give me her persistence. I have no strong chrysalis to shield me from the fragments of a frail body desperate for healing. But my pastor once advised me never to help a caterpillar struggling out of her cocoon. To help her out of this crucible is to cripple her ability to fly. And that's when I realized that God's silence did not negate the potency of his mercy towards me. And I recognize the foolishness in saying this, but by holding on to Jesus, I've learned to befriend darkness without becoming it. For God, who said, "Let there be light in the darkness," has made this light shine in our hearts so that we could know the glory of God that is seen in the face of Jesus Christ. We now have this light shining in our hearts, but we ourselves are like fragile clay jars containing this great treasure. This makes it clear that our great power is from God, not from ourselves. We are pressed on every side by troubles, but we are not crushed. We are perplexed, but not driven to despair. We are hunted down, but never abandoned by God. We get knocked down, but we are not destroyed. Through suffering, our bodies continue to share in the death of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus may also be seen in our bodies. The Lord is not estranged to the vocabulary of my weeping. So I will laugh and avoid calling myself a liar. I will weep as necessary, because to stifle my lamentation is to betray the cleansing that is necessary for my joy to bloom. This pain tolerance is my becoming, the unraveling of praying hands, the unfolding of the answer I asked God for. I have a body full of defects in which my Savior calls home. In fragile frame, I asked for a refund, and He told me, in due time, He will offer me an exchange. And until then, He will reside deep within it, establishing His kingdom in my heart until He replaces this tent with eternal palace. So, in weak lungs and limbs, IV treatments, MRIs, and all, I must give thanks for the renewing, for the changes, for the glory of a God who chooses to thrive in cardboard fragile bodies.